What's up, party people, and the place to be? So, did S finally slim down the OG Accel? This is something that a couple friends and I have talked about for a while, that the OG Accel that has been out for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 or 8, hasn't felt like the actual original Accel from, let's say, 98, 99, 2000 to maybe 2002, right? And the reason for that is, if you look at some of these old photos that I'll show here, you'll see that the toe box looks a bit longer and there's not as much puff in the tongue or the collar of the shoe. So, being as obsessed as I am with little details that mean absolutely nothing to my life and do nothing for me and are probably just totally pointless to worry about, we're going to deep dive into, did they finally slim down the S Accel OG? This is the all black pair that I just got, like from the last run of Accels, and we're going to compare these to two different shoes. First, we got the white Accel OGs. These were purchased in 2023. When you look at them side by side, they look similar, but there is something different. And when you put them on, you definitely notice it. I'll get into that later. Let's also take a look at another pair of Accels. This was the black and white Accel that I skated last year at about early 2023. Okay, I skated these pretty good, so the puff might not be as big on these because I skated them quite a bit. But just off the bat, I mean, if I compare the two tongues, it's hard to tell right here, but the tongue looks smaller on the new one. Last but not least, the one that is, it's kind of the same model, but not really. It's the Tom Penny Accel. These are the brown boys. See that? Now, if I'm correct, I think that the Accel OG has been slimmed down just a little bit. Not enough to make anyone upset about it, not enough to set off all those OGs that are like, you took down the puff and now my feet look normal. So I don't think that's the case, but I do think they took it down just a bit. And we're going to do a couple of experiments here just to satisfy our curiosity and just to make me look that extra crazy. So, first thing we're going to do is we are going to weigh some of these. So I have my little food scale here. We'll start with the brand new one. This one's only been worn, I don't know, I've only worn it to like the movie theater. We're going back to that, 511 grams, and then we're going back to the skated twice. So it hasn't really been broken in that much. 486 grams. So that would lead you to believe that the new OG, the one that was just released, I don't know why we're calling it the new OG. It shouldn't be called the new OG, but the Accel OG, like maybe it has like an updated like model, has a little less material than this version, which is the 2023. Now, we're gonna get crazy. We've done the weight. The theory is proving to be correct that these are a bit slimmer than the 2023, but let's keep going. We got our magnifying glass, totally useless. What we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna measure the width of the tongue and compare it to the width of this tongue. Because at first glance, it really looks as though those tongues are different, right? The one on the right, the black one, looks like it's a little bit smaller. Let's take a peek. I got my grandmother's sewing little thing here. We're looking at the Accel White OG 2023. We're going one end of the tongue to the other side. We're looking at just about just about 4 3/4 across, right? 4 inches and 3/4 across. The moment we've all been waiting for. We're going black. And this one, look at that. Called it. The tongue across the edge is about 1/4 inch smaller. So what we're looking at here is the tongue has actually been reduced in size as compared to the 2023 OG. Now, is this a factory thing? Did S do this on purpose? I mean, this is something I've wanted for a while. I've wanted the Accel to be just a bit slimmed down, so it would look a little less cartoony. The S Accel Slim is not for me. It's too pointy, it's too skinny, it's too flimsy. But the OG has always been my favorite of the Accels, and to see it getting slimmed down is really something I like, and I'm probably going to get another pair as soon as possible, because if they did slim them down, which it looks like they did, these are going to feel a lot better and feel like I look a little better in them, and I don't look like Sora from Kingdom Hearts as much. Let's do another test. Let's do the collars, okay? Collars. And the reason this is important is because the collar grips around your Achilles right here, and you can see this little pocket. And in the past, I've actually had to like go in and like cut open the collar of shoes and pull out some of the padding, and then like I've just like shoe glued it back because it was too tight around my Achilles right there. So what I noticed right away when I put on these ones, I expected the collar to be too puffy, it might hurt my foot. I actually didn't feel that problem. So now we're going to measure the collars. This is totally scientific. Everyone should be doing it like this. So I got this tool right here. I use this for all sorts of things. And in this case, this does the job. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put it around the collar of the shoe. We're not going to apply any pressure, and we're going to find where it fits. Here we go. We got that right there, right? That's how wide the collar is on the outside of the shoe. Let's go ahead and do this. What we're looking at is about just under an inch. I don't know if you can see right there. Let's zoom in. It's just under an inch on the collar of the new, and by new I mean just the most recent one I purchased. Under an inch. Let's do the collar. We did the collar right here on the pinch point. Let's do it right there. Right now, where I'm holding it, I can't fit it on the collar. Clearly, it is wider around the collar and puffier just by this. But let's take a look. We got just under an inch on the new black ones. But this one, oh my God. Here we go. Same spot, no pinching. I'm going to put it right there, pull it off. With that, we are looking at 1 1/4 inches. That's 1 1/4 inches on the collar. So we're looking at a 1/4 inch difference on the outside collar of the 23 and the 24 Accel. Was it done on purpose? Did the factory make a mistake? Who's at fault here? Who knows? All I know is that I prefer the thinner collar on this guy than I do the bigger one. Like I said, the puffy Accel is something I really love, and I have a very special place in my heart, hence the many pairs of Accels I have. But I think this has been a huge improvement. Slimming it down just a tad, so you don't make a bunch of people upset by them being like, oh, you slimmed it down, S is blown, it's over. Nonsense like that, right? They slimmed it down just enough so that like it has, like, in my opinion, a little bit better of a wear feel to it. And it doesn't look as like, I don't know how else to explain it. It doesn't look like Kingdom Hearts. If you play Kingdom Hearts, Sora is like definitely like what I think of when I put on these shoes with shorts. So I only wear the Accels when I have pants on. But yeah, so it definitely looks like they slimmed it down a little bit. I noticed it as soon as I put it on too. Like when I put the shoe on out of the box to go skate, I was like, oh, it feels and it looks like they slimmed it down. But you know, the color black, all black like this, is normally like pretty slimming. So if you're like me and you're big and round, if you want to wear a lot of black, you might look a little less round. But for me, I actually was really happy that they slimmed it down. I have a good friend from my childhood that we've stayed friends. Rex and I have been talking about how we wish they would slim these Accels down just a tad so it was a little more like the older model. The funny thing is, in the 9 Club, Kelly Hart had spoken about this at one point, I want to say like 6 or 7 months ago, maybe even longer, that they were working on slimming it down. And I thought there would be like some sort of announcement, you know, like we slimmed down the Accel OG, so it's a little more like along the lines of the older version. But it seems like they didn't do any type of announcement. They just quietly did this. I could be wrong. This all could be because I'm crazy and I've made it all up in my head to fit some narrative that I like this all black Accel more than I like the white, the black and white, and the Tom Pennies. So why don't you tell me, am I crazy or did they actually slim this down? I think they slimmed it down just a tad, and I think it's for the best. Any of you Accel wearers or Accel aficionados, let me know. And by all means, I don't think the Accel is my favorite shoe, but I do find it the most interesting since it's kind of stayed in its place over the last like 25 years. In my opinion, it's a lot like the half cab. I don't know if it will have the lifespan of a half cab or go in and out of fashion like the half cab is. The half cab has kind of stayed true and stayed in fashion. You always see people wearing them. Whereas the Accel kind of has like a little piece of the market. And you see them every once in a while, but it's not a constant thing. But I do think it's here to stay for a while. As long as S is around, I'm sure the Accel will be. So yeah, I'll probably order another pair, maybe the all brown ones, just to like double check that they're smaller. And if they did thin them down a little bit, who knows? Maybe it won't last. Maybe they'll go back to the 4 3/4 tongue and 1.5 collar. Maybe they'll go back to that and they'll leave this one in the dust. And I much prefer a little bit more slimmed down Accel. It's still puffy, and it doesn't leave you going, "Where's the puff?" You know, you're not missing it, right? It's still just a bit puffy. So that's all I have to say about that quick midweek episode. I hope you're all doing good. Ignore the background. We're still remodeling. I just thought this was really interesting, and I hope you're having a good week. Like and subscribe if you like these videos. And you know what? I think the next video we're going to do a board giveaway. So stay tuned, and I'll have some rules on that board giveaway in the next vid. Maybe the video after that, because I already filmed one that's going up soon. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hug your family. Give your pets some scratches. Tell them you love them. And with that, I'll say, where's the puff? Until next time.